whenever I use barrage, I will create this much tornadoes. They cover all screen, and that's pretty crazy. Hail and Mesha's Kingdom, welcome to Path of Exile 2 Third Edict. This is the only leveling guide you will need if you want to play Huntress, any ascendancy of Huntress. Let's just jump straight into build. Any leveling build, it's combination of skills, support gems, and correct notes on passive skill tree. That's exactly the order we will take today. When you're playing Huntress, first skill you will find is whirling slash, and that's exactly what we're taking. It's our main skill for this leveling guide. Whirling slash is basically slash, you whirl, and it should knock back enemies whenever you hit them. But if you leave this area, it will collapse and it will deal damage to enemies. It will slow enemy movement speed, and there's maximum 3 stages. Collapse will deal 150% more damage per additional stage, and that's insanely big. Every stage will have higher radius. That's basically what you're doing. Before you may arrive into clear fell, you're just making triple slash, it will have high damage, and you will exit area. 1, 2, 3, we're waiting when they come and we run away, bam, they out. Stuff like that basically, that's how the skill works. Then we will get ability to craft level 1 skills, and we're crafting Twister. Twister is projectile attack, it's basically tornado, it will pierce all targets, it will stay for a little bit, it will deal some damage, and it will consume whirlwinds to create additional Twister and deal more damage per whirlwind stage. Also it will gain elemental damage if there's any type of elemental damage in whirlwind. And that's basically what we are going to try to achieve. I want to make a bunch of Twisters like this, whirlwinds basically, and then shoot Twister. It will shoot Twisters, they will run around a map and they will defeat enemies. Kinda problem for us is actually like damage of the skill, how to deal a lot more. Well, again, you already know what skill description tells you. You need some elemental type of this whirlwind, and there's a bunch of ways how you may do it. Technically you just need some sort of skills that will create ground. There's not only skills, there's also some unique equipment. I found this equipment on like level 35 at the end of Act 2, and this boots creates shocked ground. You may find a bunch of different like this even early in the game, and your whirlwind may be like shocked like mine, and it will create shocked Twisters basically. But if your leveling build relies on unique equipment, that's just bad leveling build, especially for start of the season, of course. Of course we're not doing this, and basically we want to create another skill. It will be elemental skill Frost Bolt. However, you may only create Frost Bolt when you get level 3 gem stone, uncut skill gem. So in early game you want to craft skill Contagion. Contagion is just debuff that will deal chaos damage, and whenever you kill any monster that is affected by Contagion, it will spread Contagion to nearby monsters. It will speed up your clearing speed by a lot. You may experience mana problems as this character because you're casting a lot, but mana problems is really easy solvable. I already asked in my community if someone having mana problems, and most of the time it's due to they just don't want to use mana bottle for some reason. Actually, just drink mana bottles and you will be fine, you will never run out of mana most of the time, maybe only against some fat bosses. So what happens with Frost Bolt in our hands? Frost Bolt is projectile, you push this projectile and it creates ice ground. Now whenever we run on the ice ground, it will make our projectiles basically frozen. You can shoot this ice Frost Bolt in Tornado and move with Tornado, but I really recommend this trick. Shoot Ice Bolt first and then jump on top of it. It's a lot more reliable to combination rotation. And when it's end, there's no ice ground, shoot more Ice Bolts and then continue this rotation combination. It's pretty cool playstyle, it's like combination heavy, very fun. Maybe not for everyone, but that's the build I enjoy, and it's very cool. Especially considering it got no nerfs technically, so it's still very reliable and I used it last season. But of course, to finish build we need the right support gems. So for my skills we're using Martial Tempo. Martial Tempo is used on Whirling Slash to cast them more often and to create our full combination faster. Again, that's like the main idea of the build, create this combination as fast as possible. You want to you want to spin 3 times in least amount of time, and when you spin 3 times you got maximum powerful tornado, you shoot this stuff and it basically destroys enemies. Another skill I like to use it on Whirling Slash is Rage. Whenever we hit enemies in melee range, we basically generate rage. Rage will increase damage of our next attacks, and that's exactly like how we fight bosses. We go close, we spin a few times, we generate rage, and then we're shooting these crazy twisters from melee range by just destroying and one-shotting enemies and bosses, if we generated bunch of rage. When you advance through the game, you actually want to drop font of rage, font of blood, that will generate rage automatically, that will regenerate your life and stuff like that. So for twister, we're going with concentrated effect for more area damage, we're going with cold infusion for more damage as extra cold damage, and when you advance through the game, you just want to have something like primal ornament for more weapon elemental damage. You just want more and more damage. For frostbolt, it doesn't matter, just use something like acceleration for more projectile speed. You can have something like persistence for more duration, so it creates more ice ground faster and longer, but that's main ideas. Keep in mind, I'm calling this skill martial tempo, but in 0.3 it will have different name. Still, you may find this by looking for attack speed in your support gems, and if you don't see correct support gem, don't forget this button to show everything, or this little checkbox over here on PC, so you will see all support gems that is available. So funnily enough, that's every skill you need to clear a campaign, to go mapping and basically play this style. But we need ways to accumulate and inflict a lot more damage than this, and there is like few ways. First of all, of course, let's talk about Spirit. Spirit is persistent buffs, and for persistent buffs we want to use Herald of Ice. It will help us to increase our clearing speed. We will freeze enemies a lot, and having more damage like magnified effect on Herald of Ice is a great idea. However, you may find yourself in a situation where you just want more survival. Then ignore Herald of Ice, it's not a big deal. Go for Wind Dancer. It will increase your survival by a lot by giving you loads of evasion. It's really nice and great note. For Wind Dancer, it doesn't matter what you insert. I like to insert actually damaging, like extra cold damage, increased glaciation and stuff like that. Another spirit buff that you may use is Combat Frenzy. Combat Frenzy will generate frenzy charges whenever you freeze enemy. Profusion will give you ability to gain extra charges, and this is really great. You see this green balls around me, these balls basically. So this balls is frenzy charge, and they work like this. Whenever I use Barrage, I will create this much tornadoes. They cover all screen, and that's pretty crazy since there's loads of projectiles. This projectile deals a lot more damage, and yeah, I guess it's time to talk about Barrage. Barrage is basically the skill of level 5, so you will unlock towards end of Act 1, and you may use it without any frenzy charges when you're just beginning your adventure. It's basically empowering attack. It will repeat 2 times, so plus 2 twisters per barrage, and 1 more time per frenzy charge consumed. So we can generate 3 frenzy charges. This means we can get up to plus 5 twisters. Repeated twisters will deal less damage, but again, it's just extra twisters on the map. Another way to generate more frenzy charges is to have Sniper's Mark. I use Persistence, so it stays on enemies for longer, Arcane Tempo to cast it faster, and Inspiration for less cost. So Sniper Mark is basically mark, you press it on target, and Critical Strike will give you frenzy charge, but also will be a lot more powerful. So you just cast it on enemy, run around, hope you land a critical strike, and then maybe you will gain power charge. In early game it's not possible most of the time, because our critical strike will raise only towards end game. So in early game we're mostly focusing on other abilities, but that's basically how you fight bosses. You just run around and shoot bunch of twisters at them, and that's it. Your damage is mostly dependent on your spear, of course. So if you got bad spear, you probably will have not like best time. I showed you this low damage with like pretty low level spear against high level enemy, and the spear got only basic damage. On spear you're actually looking for physical damage. The more physical damage you have, the more DPS you will have with your skills. Just look at the DPS with our old spear, it's 900 right now, while on paper we got like loads of lightning damage. I will take slightly lesser physical damage spear, and our DPS doubled. Yeah, just doubled. So having nice DPS spear will definitely help you, and you will see like loads and loads more damage against bosses. Just look at that. That's just insanely funny. We throw it, we wait, and they defeat it. Like bosses, I mean. And of course, to defeat bosses, we need the right passive skill tree. Passive skill tree will have bunch of changes, but you're looking for more attack speed, more area of effect, and more damage overall, with projectiles especially. I like to have this node over here. Also, I'm going then to the right side. I like to start with attack damage and attack speed over here, to first big node, then I'm going to stalk and leap, and we will have increased projectile damage if we dealt melee hit in past 8 seconds. Then we're going to our start nodes and getting node over here. This will give our projectile chance to fork if we dealt melee hit in the past 8 seconds. That's a really big one. One more start, and then we're getting more attack damage, more elemental damage with attacks. This will help us freeze enemies and do other dirty stuff. So overall, you may want to get movement speed and evasion over here, chance to fork projectiles over here, more attack speed over here, but later on in the game when you advance. First of all, try to rush over here down to this spear part. This will increase your spear damage significantly, but also you want to pick this dance with dash. It's optional, and it only works if you're playing without shield. If you like using shield, buckler for Huntress, it will give you extra protection, but this will give you 25% more skill speed, while there's empty of hand. That's a big one. And also skill speed over here. At the same time, I really recommend you using Herald of Ice, for example, for extra ice damage, and taking this node over here for more damage when you're affected by Herald of Ice. So this is really like powerful build, very nice for leveling if you like nice, cool, interesting playstyle. But if interesting playstyle for you, if just standing still, holding one button and destroying everyone, then you want to watch build on the screen right now. It also will suit your Huntress, but I prepared it mostly for rangers. However, our starting position on the tree is the same, and this will give you ability to clear all content by just holding one single button. See you in the next videos.